Luka drops 40 points and 10 assists. LeBron adds 30 to that in his age 41 season. Kevin Durant is 68 points away from tying Michael Jordan on the all-time NBA scoring list. And the Nuggets just shocked the league by losing to the Grizzlies. Of all teams, the Grizzlies. My name is Levi Jacob, and you are watching the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Top game of the night. Lakers defeat the Rockets 124-116. Luka had 49 and 10. LeBron 30 points on this game. 13 of 14 shooting. He's 41. I just want to remind everybody. I know that everyone says it, but it's still shocking. This is Luka's 11th 40-point game of this season. One rebound shy of this insane potential triple-double. He also found LeBron for an alley-oop with 90 seconds left to push it to 120. Like, there was a lot of weak side alley-ooping from Luka Doncic to whoever. Rui also got one. DeAndre Ayton got some throughout the game. A lot of alley-oops going on, which is exactly Luka's bread and butter. His three ball was also falling. He just really, really put on a show. After that two-way chemistry between him and LeBron James on the alley-oop, he hit a three, really just to completely ice the game at 123-111 at that point for this Lakers team against the Rockets. LeBron in this game tied his best single game shooting efficiency effort of his career. I believe it was 90, somewhere around there, 92%. LeBron has always been a actually hyper efficient player. I remember when he was on the Heat averaging over 60% from the field as a small forward, point guard, whatever you wanted to call him at the time. He's always been incredibly hyper efficient, and now at this point in his career, he shouldn't be able to do this kind of thing. And wow, this was a fun game. This is such a fun game. Durant had just 2 points at halftime. He finished with 18. Houston really couldn't get much going for him, but the truth is that even with Şengün in this game, it wasn't pretty. The Lakers are now 44-25, 7th straight win for them, 10th win in 11th games. Very nice. They are probably the hottest team in basketball right now, aside from the Thunder, maybe the Hawks, just in terms of record at this current moment in time. But really, a great team when both LeBron and Luka are able to play off of each other. We haven't seen it so successful this year. But also they played against the Rockets, who are having a lot of chemistry issues at the moment. So it might not exactly be a sign of things. They're going to play, I believe, the Thunder on April 2nd. That, I think, will be really the telltale measure of how far they can go in this year's playoffs. Also just worth mentioning for this game, Şengün had 27, 4, and 10 on 10 of 15 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, 6 of 6 from the line. So it was looking better, but his defensive rotations were pretty slow. Ayton was much more engaged on defense in this game, actually, which was fun to see. Amen Thompson, also 26, 11, and 4 with 2 steals for him, 11 of 19 shooting, 42 minutes. This is the type of production that they need, but those late game rotations were really killing them. They're really killing them. Those wide open alley-oops to LeBron and to Rui and to I think Ayton got one as well. It was just really blatant to see how much they needed that defensive discipline, and they just didn't have it in this game. Next, the Thunder beat the Nets 121-92. SGA once again extends that record to 131, now 55-15 for this OKC team. 20 points on 8 of 9 from the field for SGA. He was subbed out in the third quarter. Thunder were up 38. Didn't come back into the game. He's no longer going for that 31-point average or whatever it was last year. He's looking at this 20-point streak as of right now. It likely will become background noise as the season goes on if he continues to kind of play like this. It shouldn't, but the rest of the team still played exceptionally well. But again, it was the Nets, so you're not worried about it. Top scorer in this game for the Thunder, Jared McCain with 26, just thriving in the system. So much fun to watch. Daryl Morey, eat your heart out, dude. Like, you didn't get enough back for him. That's the truth. You really just didn't. Aaron Wiggins showed some signs of life, 17 points for him. And the Thunder now have the 10th straight victory on the season. This is, I think, their second time doing it this season. And in the power rankings, they're back to number 1 on ESPN. So that's a fun detail there. I'm going to cut that out. Next, the Grizzlies beat the Nuggets 125-118. Nikola Jokic did something that he hasn't done in a very long time. 10 turnovers in this game. That's not a good stat. Still, Jokic did his usual thing. He had 29, 14, and 9. Man, we've spoken about it before. This Grizzlies team is a little bit feisty. They really are a little bit feisty, especially when Ty Jerome is playing. He's shooting crazy, crazy efficiently and is averaging like 20 and 6 in the minutes that he's getting. He's really only playing 20 minutes. If he was playing 30 minutes, it could be like 25 and 7. He absolutely was a great signing for them, and I hope that they keep him moving forward because he's just he's a smart basketball player. He's a very high basketball IQ, despite the fact that he's he's a little bit skinny, so his defense is not 100%, but he's more than a spark plug. I really like him facilitating an offense, and he looks good in doing it. The Nuggets, this was one of those games that they had to fit in from earlier in the season with the winter storm issues. Memphis came into this on an 8-game losing streak, and they won. I don't think that they wanted to win, but they won nonetheless. Ty Jerome, though, had 21, 9, and 9 for Memphis. Almost pretty close to a triple-double is the truth. Also to mention, Christian Braun had 26 points and 11 of 19 shooting. He's starting to feel it again. Like, this chemistry is coming back alive. This was a bad game. This is obviously a bad game. Jamal Murray had 19 and 12, 8 rebounds as well. It was just a bad game for the Nuggets, for Jokic specifically, but it was a bad game for the Nuggets. I think the Grizzlies just wanted it more, is the truth. Next, the Timberwolves, without Anthony Edwards, put up 147 versus the Jazz, 111. 147 is a lot of points, especially for a team that is missing their lead scorer, but it didn't matter. The Jazz are they're not great right now. It's really nice to see Ace Bailey back out there. No more issues with the concussion protocol, but yeah, they're not a good team by any means right now. Ayo Dosunmu as the lead guard in this game, 23 and 9. Rudy Gobert, 21 and 12, as I mentioned before. This is the consistency that we wanted to see over the past few games. Julius Randle, 21, game high, 8 assists. This is his best basketball he's been playing this season over the past 3 games. Bryce Sensabaugh put up another 40-point game with 41 tonight, which was very nice. 17 of 31 from the field, but really, really tried to will them to win this game. However, a 36-point margin is not going to go well. But it just wasn't a game overall. It wasn't a game. They led by 38 in the fourth. Like, it wasn't close. I want to also acknowledge Bones Highland, who I never thought would be anything in this league, is fun to watch on this Timberwolves team and is adding pace and energy while Anthony Edwards is out. And him and Ayo together running down the court, they have both of these big smiles on their faces. It's so much fun. And this is like one also of my favorite things in basketball is when you find these dynamic duos that end up playing together that are like Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson, or like J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert, like not irrelevant players that are part of this duo, but they just vibe so well. And it's like, or a good example also is Tobias Harris and Boban Marjanovic. Man, this is like one of the best parts about NBA basketball. Next, the Hawks beat the Mavericks 135-120. I feel like they're two teams that keep playing each other. Like the same thing with we're gonna get to in a minute. The Raptors and the Bulls, they also just keep playing each other. But I feel like the Hawks and Mavericks, for some reason, they like have played each other so many times. Atlanta wins once more. They keep the win streak going. Jalen Johnson had 17, 11, and 9. One assist away from a triple-double. We've gotten a couple of those tonight. And PJ Washington led Dallas. He really tried to will them into this game also with 23 and 9, but they still beat them nonetheless. Hawks are 38 and 31. They are, as I mentioned yesterday, very, very close to the playoffs at this point in time. Very, very exciting for Atlanta. Celtics beat the Warriors 120-99. This is a NBA Finals rematch from a couple years ago. These teams are not close anymore. Jaylen Brown had 32, and Boston is absolutely locked in, 32, 6, and 5. It's just what he does on a daily basis. It's really, really nice. He's playing exceptional basketball. Gary Payton led the scoring for the Golden State Warriors with 14, so that kind of just tells you all you need to know. Jason Tatum has come back into form. He's really confident in his shooting threes and knocking them down, and that's always nice to see, especially when he does that most oftentimes. He does a lot of that, but he does a lot of facilitating also. He just looks healthy. That's really nice to see. It's really fun, and I'm excited. I'm just so pumped for the playoffs. Pelicans 124-109. They are looking nice these days because of DeJounte Murray. Kawhi Leonard returned 25 and 8 in his return. Trey Murphy, though, led the New Orleans Pelicans with 23. But Pelicans were all over this game from the start. Clippers dropped to 34 and 55. They're still on the bubble. The question is, are they trying to make the playoffs? They have a lot of injuries. They have still the pending aspiration thing with Kawhi. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Pelicans are definitely not making the playoffs this year, unfortunately for them, but they're playing the best basketball of the season, so that's something to be said. Raptors 139 to the Bulls 109. RJ Barrett had 23. Raptors were on a roll, 39 and 29. Matas Puzelas had 19 and 7 for Chicago in the quiet loss, but Toronto are looking like a real playoff team right now, and I really think that other teams don't want to see them. Their physicality is great. Their versatility is great. You'd be hard pressed to find a team that wants to position to try to fight the Raptors in the playoffs because they're really feisty. RJ Barrett has taken the lead scoring role kind of away from Brandon Ingram. I think he facilitates a little bit better, but Brandon Ingram is still getting his shots up. They've been winning, though, with him doing that, so I'm not complaining about it. And it's nice to see the Canadian Maple Jordan, as he was so appropriately titled, I guess maybe not appropriately, has been leading his team to some wins here. And I think that the Raptors are going to be annoying to play. I think they're similar to last year's Orlando Magic team, where people didn't really have expectations of how good they were going to be, or maybe they were going to be bad, or who knows, but they're not going to be like a fun first round matchup at all. Next, the Trailblazers scored 127 to beat the Pacers with 119. Deni Avdija had an excellent game. Deni Avdija went off in this game, 32, 11, and 5. He's having an excellent season after a few games, people saying, oh, Deni Avdija, the all-star, fell off. Nope. He was easing back into it. He looks awesome. He moves at such a fast, he moves almost as fast as Ayo Dosunmu, really, really fast, really exceptional. Ivica Zubac played again. I love this guy. He got injured towards the end of the game, but his game time decision moving forward, so he looks fine. I think it's regular Pacers stuff. He got hit in the head. But the Pacers are at 15 and 55. They're clearly, I hope that the pick goes the right way for them. That's all I would say. This is a really, really painful tank to watch. I hope that this goes well for them, is the truth. And that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you for listening to the Daily Basketball Recap. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.